In this Testlify review, I'm going to show you everything you need to know about the software Testlify. If you have any questions, please be sure to comment them down below, and I'll also be sure to leave a discounted link down there so you can always get your money's worth for Testlify. Testlify is a software that accurately screens and compares a high volume of candidates to speed up your hiring process. So this is what you should see once you're first signed up or even logging in again. So I'm going to quickly go through each feature of this software, and then throughout the review I'm going to dive deeper into each feature. So straight off the bat, up in the top left hand corner is the Testlify logo or Testlify text. This is actually clickable, which is a good feature for softwares, and if you click on this it should take you to the main page. All the way to the right of that is the assessment section where you can actually see any assessments. To the right of that is the candidates. To the right of that is the tests, and then finally the integrations. All the way up in the top right hand corner is your account, and then down in the bottom right it has a help section. So that's pretty much it for the main areas. There's not a lot going on and it is really simplistic for any beginners. Sometimes it could be a bit too simplistic. So you've got some image going on here just to make it more lively, and then right here is where you go ahead and actually create a new assessment. So once we go ahead and click on that, it brings up this page where it says create new assessment. Right here it says the job role and then the name of the assessment. If you click on it, it comes up with loads of different job roles that you can actually go through. So let's go ahead and just click account manager, and then name of the assessment, it automatically names it account manager, but you can change it if you want to go ahead and do that as well. Next we'll go ahead and click next, and it takes us to the actual set up assessment page. Now this is where things get a bit more confusing for any beginners because a lot more information actually comes into the software. So right here it says set up assessment, and you can go through all of these sections to go ahead and set up your assessment for any candidates. So you have add qualifying questions, add a welcome video, select tests, add questions, and the settings. On the right hand side it just says what you can actually do here. So first we want to go ahead and actually add any qualifying questions, or even go through that section just to see what it features. So you go ahead and actually click on it and then click add qualifier. It takes you to this page which says create your qualifying question, and you can go ahead and actually type it here and then select your options here. So you type in the question, let's just type in what is your favorite job, and then you go ahead and actually select or write all of the options here like account manager, and then let's just say ice cream maker, and then we'll just leave it at 2 for now. So then you go ahead and actually click add the question, and it should go ahead and actually add the question to your assessment. So once it's added, it then shows up on the right hand side where it says the qualifying questions, and then it shows what we've actually typed in, and you can edit it or even trash it. Right here it says the time of minutes to complete if it takes people a certain amount of time to complete. But now we're going to go ahead and actually move on to the welcome video section. So once you click that, if you've actually recorded a welcome video for your candidates, this is just where you'd go ahead and upload it. But I don't have one for now, so we're not going to upload one for now. But again, this is where you'd upload it. It's pretty straightforward. It just opens your files, and then you click the file that has the video. Next we have then select the tests, and this opens up a larger section where you can actually go ahead and actually select any tests for that role you are actually doing. So again, as we chose an account manager right up in the top right hand corner, it opens up some requested tests that your candidate should actually take when applying for that job. So you have accounting management, accounting assistant, finance and administration manager, accounts payable, and other stuff like that. So you can actually scroll through these, search them if you want, search any test types, difficulty levels and filters, and you can go through them and choose which one actually best suits your needs and see if you want to actually go ahead and test your candidates. You can go ahead and actually preview them by just clicking that, or even search any test details. If you want to go ahead and add it though, once you've actually read through it and read through the description, you go ahead and click add right there. It shows you how hard the tests are, how many questions there are, and how long it takes. So again, once you're happy with one you want to choose, you just click add. So we're going to go ahead and just add an accounting management one, and then once it's added it should then show up here on the right hand corner again, or the right hand side, and it says tests accounting management. So next we're going to go ahead and add questions now, and this is where you can go ahead and actually add the main questions for your assessment. So you have open-ended questions, record a video if you want to go ahead and actually ask the question straight up, single select, multiple select, file upload, and a typing test. So for the file upload, you go ahead and again just upload a file if you already have a file that has questions, and then for the others you go ahead and actually type it right here in the software. So let's go ahead and actually just select the single select question, and it takes us to the same page as earlier. So you go ahead and actually type your question. You can actually choose from the topics. You actually have a time to complete if you want to go ahead and change that, and then you can go ahead and actually type your question again and have the answer options just like before. So again, it's pretty much the same area, so I'm not really going to type anything in. It'd just be the same as the other one earlier, so you guys kind of get the idea of how the questions are created and answered. You type it in, type in your answers, and then select one which is the right answer. So again, you can go ahead and actually do a multiple select, which is the same, and you can also do an open-ended, which is the same just without the selection of the answers at the end. You can change the time to complete, write in your question, and then just click add question. Finally, on the settings section, you can go ahead and actually change any settings of your assessment from the configuration to the integration, and you can go ahead and actually select any of these, like do not allow candidates to skip questions. So you'd want to go ahead and actually select any of these that correlate to you, and once you are happy with your assessment, you go ahead and click next. And once you're actually finished with creating your assessment or your first assessment, you'd go ahead and actually be welcomed with this page, assessment created successfully. You can invite candidates to take the assessment. They will need to create a Testlify account if they do not have one. You can go ahead and invite them right here by clicking this button, and then share some feedback for this software. So now all the way back at this page, we now have our first assessment created, and the main page isn't looking so bare anymore. We can now search assessments if we've created loads, see which ones are active or even archived, and then see the ones that we have active right here. We have the account manager one. It shows when it's created, shows who it's created by, the total candidates, not started, in progress, and completed. If you click these three dots, you can choose to archive it or even delete it, and then go on to it right there. So next, once you are happy with creating your assessments or have got the hang of it, you can go ahead and actually just create as many as you want and go through the same process over and over again. You create loads of assessments for any positions in your business, and they would all again start coming up here where you can search through them. So next, up in the top right hand corner, you're going on to the candidate section, and once you click on this is where any candidates who have actually done the assessments would start appearing. It's a cool feature, so you can actually go ahead and keep track of who's doing your assessments. But we don't have any candidates right now, so it is telling us to create a new assessment and actually send people to actually do it, but we can't do that, so we don't have any candidates. However, again, this is where they would appear once they have successfully done your assessment. Back to the top right hand corner, you can next go on to the test section. Now this section is where you go ahead and actually go through all of the tests that you have on this software. You can go ahead and actually go through them and preview them and see which ones suit best and which ones you actually want to go ahead and use for your business. You can also go ahead and create a company test in the top right hand corner, which we will check out in a minute. You can go ahead and again, as I went through this earlier in the assessment creation page, you can preview them, see the test details and some other details up here like the difficulty of the tests, the questions and the time limit. You have the name of them and a little description, and again, go through these in your own time, see which one best correlates to you and your business, and go ahead and actually start looking at the tests you can get people to do. So if you want to go ahead and actually create a company test, you just go up into the top right hand corner and click create company test. You can go ahead and actually name the test right here where it opens up this little page. We're going to go ahead and name it review for the sake of this review. Once you click create test, it goes back to this page where you can go ahead and actually start setting up your company test. You have your configuration like the type, difficulty level, time to complete, number of questions, and the covered skills and the overview and the description. You can also write what it's relevant for to actually add onto the description. And then finally, add the questions for your test, either a single select or even a multiple select. So again, you can type this in or configure it to whatever test you want to do. It all correlates to you and your business, and you can go through this and find which one best suits you if you want to go ahead and create one. Once you've done it all though, you go ahead and click done, and you'll be greeted with the same page that we were greeted with earlier. Finally, back to this page, on the top right hand corner we can go into the integration section, and this is where you can actually integrate any other areas of the software into the main area of the software. So you have all of these integration softwares that you can actually integrate, and these are the ones that are supported with the software. And that's pretty much it for this software. And there you go, that is it for the Testlify software review. Overall, I think it's a really great software for actually managing assessment for candidates, and there are a few features that I personally like. Those features that I like is the fact that it's actually really straightforward for actually creating tests for candidates and assessments. The assessment creation page, as we saw, was really straightforward and really easy to use. So for any beginners in businesses wanting to actually hire people, this is probably the best way to do so. I also like how it has a section where you can actually manage your candidates, so you don't actually go ahead and get confused with what candidates have actually done your assessments. Would I recommend this to anyone? Yes, I absolutely would. This is probably one of the best softwares out there for going ahead and actually creating tests and managing your candidates. Would I use it myself? Again, yes I would. I think it's a really great software, and if I was hiring anyone, I would use this myself. Overall, a really great software, and I think it's really good for what it does. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.